everybody wants to get united. Like, what we gotta do is meet everybody on 149th Street at the bench.
Well, I've had many mops throughout my graffiti career, and a lot more than just these three. Some of my favorites were always the ones that I made myself. While they may not have been the best, they came in handy in a pinch, they were cheap, affordable, and they got the job done. So in today's video, we're gonna make our own graffiti mop. First up, you'll want to get yourself some kind of shoe polish that has a felt nib much like this one. You can also use other things such as the deodorant with the roller ball on it. That one's another common solution that people use. Now for today, we're gonna be using Rusto Protective Enamel. This is an oil-based paint, and we're gonna be mixing that with our odorless mineral spirits. Now we're gonna want to take note of what kind of paint we get and what kind of thinner we get, because there's a lot of different ones out there, and you can make any of them work. There's some enamels that are not oil-based, and some paints that are not enamel, and they all mix with different kinds of thinners and react in different ways. If you use just normal turpentine on your normal enamel, then it's going to cause that paint to curdle and get thick and gloppy, and we don't really want that. So to figure out what combination you should be getting, you'll want to go ahead and look at Google. Look at what kind of paint you have, see if it's oil-based, water-based, acrylic-based, and then Google what kind of thinners would work for that kind of paint. So that we don't risk messing up a whole entire batch of paint, we're also going to grab ourselves some cups, some plastic cups that we can easily throw away, and that's where we're going to be actually mixing the paint with the thinner. It's a good idea to also bring yourself a Ziploc bag for the journey ahead of us, as well as some gloves, because this will get messy. A few extra tools that aren't 100% necessary but definitely help is a funnel to help reduce the mess, help get the ink where you want it to be, a washer, which we're going to use this in order to put into the marker. That way we can jiggle the marker around, we can shake it, and this will swing around, helping to mix our paint / ink. Now you don't need a washer, you can use a screwdriver, a tiny one, you can use a pebble, you can use a marble, pretty much anything that'll fit into the marker and is small. The first thing we're going to do is pop open our paint. Once you have that popped open, grab a stick, a pencil, or anything that's going to let you mix that paint and stir that for a little bit. You want the ingredients inside, the oil or whatever it is that's inside the paint that you bought, to mix and blend together. From there, grab your shoe polish and gently pry off the nib on the top. There should be a little bit of plastic underneath that felt, and that's going to be what you're prying out. This is going to let you drain the actual liquid inside of the container out. That way you can go ahead and refill it with your own ink. Now we're going to drain all this out into our plastic bag. I grabbed a bit of an excessive size here. You don't need something that big. It's just the only one I had in the house. If you forgot to put deodorant on and you're using a deodorant, then feel free to use some of that before you empty it into the bag. Be sure to wash the inside of your shoe polish or whatever it was that you bought, whether it was deodorant or something else, and wash it out thoroughly. We don't want any of that mixing with our ink. Personal preference plays a big role into how we like to do our tags and how we like our markers. Some people like their markers really drippy. We're talking like you don't even have to squeeze the body of the marker in order to get a very drippy tag. Other people like their ink a little bit more on the thick side, while some really like that paint feel to their ink. So depending on what your preference is, then that's going to dictate how much paint thinner we mix into our paint. It also may not be a bad idea if you're new to this whole entire experience to just mix the thickest paint and then gradually test out how drippy it is by taking your stick or whatever it was that you were stirring with, dipping it in, lifting it out, see how the paint drips off, and then mix a little more thinner if you want the paint to be thinner. Here's the very easy, simple measurements that most people use for their inks. If you like really drippy tags, I recommend doing 50-50 split between paint thinner and the actual paint itself. Now, if you're not down for that entire mess, because that likely will spill in your pocket and kind of make a mess of whatever clothes you're wearing, and you want it a little bit thicker, then go ahead and mix in 2/3 paint with 1/3 thinner, and then stir that together. Now, if you want it really thick, then go ahead and just mix 3/4 paint, and for the last 1/4, you're just gonna go ahead and drop some paint thinner in there. Mix it all together, and that should give you a pretty thick ink to work with. Once you're ready, go ahead and pour that mixture into your marker, and then you're pretty much good to go. You can smack the nib back on top, and it's pretty ready to go. Now guys, if you made it this far into graffiti, I can assume that you enjoy and love this art form, and if you really want to see your skill explode and your progress skyrocket, then check out our Ultimate Graffiti Guidebook. It's the only book on the market that'll teach you each one of graffiti's fundamentals in a comprehensive way, with hundreds of pictures throughout the book that'll hold your hand through the entire learning process. I guarantee you, if you felt like progress has been slow, you've been frustrated, you haven't been getting better, this book has exactly what you've been looking for. It takes decades worth of my teaching experience and consolidates it down to one easy to read book. Check out digital copies at theartistblock.inc and use this coupon code on screen now to save yourself some money. And for those of you guys that want a physical copy, check out Amazon. We have both of those links in the description down below. Also, we have pre-orders available for the sequel to this book. The pre-order is for the digital version of the book, and upon pre-ordering, you'll be able to download a little preview chapter. The book is still a work in progress. We don't have the pictures implemented yet. You'll be able to get a feel for the book and you'll get the entire chapter talking about getting up in the streets and how all that works. We got a link to that as well in the description down below. I know for some of you guys, it's hard to get graffiti supplies. It's hard to, find a graffiti store or order things online. So this is a nice alternative if you can't get a marker that you really want. Now these nibs are gentle. If you use these on rough surfaces of pretty much any kind, the nib is going to rip right off that plastic base. Once again, this is not the best marker. It's not gonna blow your socks off, but it works in a pinch and it gets the job done. Also, it's just like every graffiti artist has a self-made marker that they've done at one point, and it really is just a good time. Here's the price of everything on the screen now. Now what makes this process so affordable, despite the fact that each individual item might be pretty expensive, for example, this cost me $17, and some of them can cost a lot more, but what makes this so affordable is the fact that you might already have these items at home. Now, if you don't have any of these supplies at home, then yes, buying your ordinary marker from a graffiti store is going to be a lot more affordable. So give it a try, let me know how it works for you, and if you've made your own graffiti markers, like we used to when we were younger, then drop those in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you guys made, and maybe I'll try to make some of those here on this channel. I know as a kid we used to use a deodorant stick, and we used to take the old blackboard erasers and stuff that eraser into the actual deodorant stick itself after putting our own ink in there, and that worked beautifully. Want the best graffiti tutorials anywhere online? Check out this playlist right up here with more graffiti content right down here, and I'll catch you guys back here next week. Thanks for watching.